saying that insanity is hereditary. You inherit it from your kids. That was one of the statements I once heard. But you inherit it from a lot of places. And so we tend to have broken energy circuitry in our body. And every place that there's a broken energy circuit in your body, you usually have some symptom that's uncomfortable, like fatigue or pain or like anxiety or indigestion or urinary problems or whatever it is. So that's a good way to know where your work is cut out, is by looking at what symptoms you're going through. So I've been in holistic healing for almost 40 years, and I've been working with people for all this time with all these symptoms that they're looking for help with. And eventually I realized we needed to go to the root of those symptoms, not just keep trying to solve them on the surface. And then you do that by reconnecting your energy circuitry and really bringing more of your true self into your body. Like my father had a thing he wrote in a newsletter once when he was still alive, where he said, every time in your life that you compromise with your integrity, or you cheat on something, or you're unkind to someone, or you just didn't doubt yourself, or any of those things, it creates a tiny little dark spot somewhere in your body. And that was such a wise thing that he said. And then he said, by the time you get old, like we are, because he was very much near the end of his life then, people have all kinds of stuff going on because they've accumulated all those areas where the light is not getting all the way through. So there's no guilt about this, no shame about this. It's just the normal state of our human race, but there's something we can do about it. Okay, so some other people said they're feeling some chaos also. So I'm glad I'm not the only one. Thank you. So what I'm going to do is put on a little bit of music and have a guided meditation for specific practices to rebuild your energy circuitry. So while I'm getting the music ready, I suggest you just put your tongue on the roof of your mouth and breathe. So again, please put the tip of your tongue as much as you can on the roof of your mouth, right behind the two front upper teeth. That one simple thing really brings you into embodiment very strongly. And breathe. Thank you. This music is, the pieces I've chosen for this are just beautiful for bringing you into the fifth dimension of consciousness. So just let the music carry you. Now, everybody has a column of chakras in their body. There's the crown chakra on top of your head. There's a chakra in the center of your brain and also on the forehead called ajna. There's one in the lower part of the throat chakra. Center of the chest, your heart chakra. Then the solar plexus is in your upper abdomen. Another chakra behind your belly button called the navel chakra. Lower abdomen. The second chakra is Svadhisthana. And then there's one at the base of your body, between your legs, the root chakra. You also have a chakra that's in the earth underneath you. That's called the earth star. And you have chakras above your head. So I'm going to guide you through central channel breathing, which is one of the greatest practices there is for increasing the embodiment of your true self in your body, helping to bring yourself out of the chaos and scatteredness and all those things that I was talking about into a feeling of presence, love, enjoyment, like enjoying your body. And I've even used this when I've had physical pain in my body or different symptoms, and even then it's still so enjoyable to do this practice. So imagine above the top of your head, 2 feet above your head, there's a ball of light about the size of your fist. And as you breathe in, imagine it's moving down through the top of your head, through the center of your head, through your throat, and you end your in-breath around your heart and upper belly. And hold your breath there a few seconds, seeing that ball of light. Then when you breathe out, send the ball of light downward, down through your solar plexus, down through behind your navel, through the lower abdomen, through the root chakra, and down into the earth. Then when you breathe in, tighten the muscles between your legs. That's called the Kegels Exercise, or Mula Bandha, and breathe up. And imagine the ball of light moving through your root, lower abdomen, behind the navel. And then your in-breath ends again around the heart and upper abdomen area, and hold it there a few seconds. Now breathe out and send the ball up, continuing to tighten that Mula Bandha between your legs, and pump that energy up through the heart, through the throat, through the center of the head, out through the crown, and up above you. Let's go back and forth. Again, breathe in. Keep the tip of your tongue in the roof of your mouth. Keep tightening between your legs, and breathe the energy down through the column to your chest and abdomen. And the in-breath. And then breathe out down into the earth through the central channel. Now, the fact that we're doing this together really amplifies this practice. It makes it easier for everybody to feel it, to experience it. Now, you don't have to move your hand. I'm just doing that as a guide. Just keep your tongue and the master hook up, and keep tightening the Mula Bandha. That really helps the focus in the central channel. It can also help to roll your eyes up a little bit with your eyes closed, like looking up toward your third eye. So again, when your mind wanders, just bring your mind back to the central channel. That's what this practice is. It doesn't matter how many times your mind wanders, you just bring it back as many times as you have to. Even if you feel like you're completely having a hard time concentrating, that's perfect. It doesn't matter. You just do the best you can do. And whatever you're doing is helping move you in the right direction. You can do it with your eyes open or closed. Now, I'd like to explain a few more things. Continue to do the breath through the up and down the channel, and please listen to me while you continue to do it. Any part of this pathway between above your head, through the body, and into the earth, where it's easy for you to concentrate on it, means that you have pretty good circuitry there. Your embodiment is pretty intact there. Any part of the circuit where you tend to space out and lose focus means that there's some more circuits that need to be built there, that there's some broken circuitry in that part of your being. So just notice that. When I started doing this, I got really inspired to do this from Sue Morter from her book, The Energy Codes, a few years ago. Is that when I got to the area around my throat and heart, I would tend to keep losing concentration, and I'd go, oh my God, I'm 1,000 miles away, I have to come back. But it was easier to concentrate in my head and in my lower abdomen. So see how that is for you. And wherever it's hard for you to concentrate, that's the place to build the circuits. by just continuing to be persistent with the practice. Love yourself as you do this practice. Really relax. Allow. Just simply intend to keep your attention in the central channel, in the center of your body. You can roll your eyes up a little bit, looking up toward your third eye with your eyes closed. That really helps the concentration in the head. You can slightly tighten your throat and your chest area. That helps the concentration in that area. It's called a bandha. And then when you breathe down, you can slightly tighten your whole belly and your root chakra, and that helps the concentration in that area. So you can use your muscular contractions to guide the energy. Just let go of whatever you think you are other than love, other than truth. Allow the loving presence. If you're feeling a beautiful sense of peace and pleasure in this practice, that's great. If you feel like you're struggling, that's equally great. All that matters is that you stay with it and don't give up. Patiently and persistently staying with yourself, staying with this central channel. Because your central channel is really the essence of who you are. If you strip away all the mind and personality and the parts of you that will eventually die and disintegrate, this is the part of you that won't ever die. This is your truest self that's in your central channel. So if you want to prepare for death, the best way is to live fully and to stay connected to your true self while you're alive. So that way when your body passes, nothing will really happen. You'll just still be you, and you'll be aware of it. I've been through that before. Okay, one more body, there it goes. But I'm still me. But if you don't, the people that don't know their true self, that only identify with the mind and the ego, dying is a very traumatic and painful and scary thing, and it can be, but that's perfect too. Everything is perfect, however it plays out. George Harrison had a song, The Art of Dying, and that's living fully connected while you're still alive to the part of you which is deathless. And that's what we're feeling. That's what this experience is. Now, I'm going to bring another piece into this practice, which sometimes makes it even easier. And this is a practice, again, I learned from Sue Morter. It's called Fern, Frond breathing. Now, you might see a little more of the chaos in my room because I'm going to zoom out a little bit here. So, the way this one works is if you're sitting in a chair, you put your knees somewhat apart so they're not too close together. And for those of you who are acupuncturists, like I know Laura is an acupuncturist, and a few other people, your energy center in your lower abdomen, one of them is called the Dantian. It's a Chinese name. It means like energy center or life center. So breathe in from below your body, tighten those muscles between your legs, and imagine that as you breathe in, this ball of energy starts in your lower abdomen, and you're drawing it up in front of your spine as you breathe in. So this, just imagine like a ball of light moving in front of your spine up as you breathe in. And then it moves up to the center of your head, and then put your head back. When you breathe out, shoot that energy up through your third eye, straight up. And then breathe in, back into the third eye, into the center of your head. And as you breathe out, move your neck forward and imagine that ball is moving down, and you're going to curl your body like a fern frond. So you put your hands on your knees and just try to move your body down one vertebrae at a time as you breathe out. And just imagine you're curling into like a spiral as you put your head down between your legs, if you can do that. And your Dantian is now down at the bottom of the body. Now breathe in, tighten the Mula Bandha, and draw that Dantian upward in front of the spine. One vertebrae at a time. As you straighten one vertebrae at a time. Breathe up through the upper body, the neck, and up to the center of the head. Put your head back. And now shoot the breath out from your third eye as you breathe out. Up to heaven. Now you breathe in again through the third eye, center of the head. Breathe out, moving your head forward, and again, repeat moving the Dantian down in front of your spine. I am building the circuitry in my body as I do this. I'm bringing more of the magnificent divine being I am into my body as I do this. I'm willing to let go of a little more denial. And now we're not going to do this too long. Just finish in a neutral position, or do it a few more times if you wish. Okay. Continue to feel inside of your body, whatever you feel inside of your body. Total acceptance, total love for the comfort or discomfort, wherever you're at right now. So I'm going to bring through you might call a channeled message from the Christ, which I feel coming through right now. So I'm allowing myself to speak whatever I'm given right now for a few minutes. And just the best way to receive this is just through your heart, if it feels right to you. Dear ones, I am so delighted that you are gathering together to be in this true consciousness. This is such a precious activity. And I want to talk to you about the importance of this activity and of your own development. In a very real sense, your world is on fire. In some places literally, and in some places just through other forms of tremendous suffering, as is happening in Florida and many other parts of the world. You who are not in those places of crisis, that have some more stability, are now called upon to render service and support to those who are going through such great calamities. Because I tell you, those people who are going through those calamities are inside of you, and you are inside of them. There's no separation. And believe it or not, deeply loving and accepting yourself is of great service to people who are suffering. The so-called ripple effect. As well as those actions that you take to directly assist them. Both are important. There is an experience most people have called denial, or distancing, or often called being in a bubble, that as long as I'm okay, and my family's okay, and my immediate circle's okay, I can kind of tune out everything else. And this is understandable. It's part of human nature. And only until the crisis comes directly to you do you really feel what it's like. So what I am calling upon you for is to split the difference. Be in your safety. Enjoy your bubble. Enjoy the peace or the safety you feel in your life, in your environment. But partially act as if it's you that's in those places of crisis. And that I am responding. I am giving of myself. I am bringing through my presence, my gifts. So another way of saying this is those people of privilege have the opportunity to share their virtue, to share with those that are having more difficulty. So we can do this right now, dear ones, by truly opening your heart to the richness of the love that you are. And just imagine this planet in front of you. Imagine these places where there is tremendous suffering and of war, of flooding, of wildfires, of devastation, various levels, political injustice, oppression, whatever it is your attention is drawn to. You don't need to take those on, but you can surround those with your divine self, your presence, your love, as a group. And connecting with all the other groups all over the planet that are also praying, that are serving, that are loving, that are offering service. And feel the swelling of this connection, this group connection. You are not helpless. There is so much power in you. And much of the disturbances that you feel are not even yours. They're not even your own problems. You are empathically picking up on, because we are all interconnected. So when you feel those disturbances, several people wrote about feeling chaos or disturbance. Find it in your body and bring love to it. Bring the breath to it. Bring your presence to that. And you are serving. And then help in any material way you can as well, that you're drawn to do. I call on you to let go of the false gods that you have worshipped, of the false self, the program self, the slave self, the conditioned self. Don't be afraid to do this. You will have a soft landing if you let go of that identity. You'll be uplifted. It's well known that many people stay in abusive relationships because it's familiar to them and more comfortable than the unknown of going off on their own. And this is similar to what we do by holding on to our old identity, even though it's full of fear and pain and discomfort and limitation, doubt. Now is the time, dear ones, to step boldly into the unknown of your own true self and this connection you have with all the other light workers on the planet. This is, in a sense, serious, although it's also funny. But this is really happening. That you are the ones to bring this solution. And now is the time. We now wish to hear from other voices here, so I will step back. I recommend you drink some water if you haven't done so recently.